This is 7 National News. In our top story, the UAE Vice President, Prime Minister and ruler of Dubai, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, has approved the Dubai Autonomous Transport Strategy 2030 to make 25% of the Emirates' transport smart and driverless. The ruler of Dubai took to Twitter and stated that the government has approved a new strategy for self-driving transport, adding that by the year 2030, 25% of transport in Dubai will be smart and without drivers. It was further added that the strategy will help improve the efficiency of the transportation sector and reduce traffic, pollution, and save millions of hours spent in transportation. His Highness Sheikh Hamdan bin Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum also participated in a test drive of a 10-seater prototype, which was rolled out during the opening day of the MENA Congress of the International Union of Public Transport. As part of the implementation, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed also launched the Autonomous Transport Challenge, describing it as the biggest RFP for research and development centres across the world to apply the technology in Dubai. With more than 20% of the UAE's local population expected to be in the senior citizens category by 2020, health authorities are prioritising more quality services for the elderly. A new report has revealed that up to 189 senior citizens have received home-based medical care in the first 3 months of the year in Ras Al Khaimah, with officials from Jalfa Health Centre stating that the number of the senior beneficiaries listed with its centre increased from 45 Emirati senior citizens in 2009 to 545 in 2015. Hospital and healthcare centres are also reporting that the requests for home-based visits continues to climb, particularly for the management of health conditions such as diabetes, high blood pressure, heart disease, bed sores and arthritis. Dr. Abdallah Al-Nuwaimi, the director of the RAC Medical Zone, was quoted in the report stating that the in-home care programs are built around the concept of interactive caregiving, and they aim to enhance the quality of life of seniors physically, mentally, socially and emotionally. As the smartphone penetration in the UAE reaches 80% and 120 million users in the MENA region connect through one form of digital media daily, CEOs, business leaders and digital media experts attending the 5th Digital Media Forum have discussed the impact of technology on brands and businesses in the region. Addressing a number of entrepreneurs and business professionals at the forum, digital media figures from the UAE stated that the world today is witnessing a digital revolution and will eventually decide the winners and the losers who fail to come up with useful strategies. As ultra broadband becomes a reality and most countries push towards implementing LTE and fibre rollout in the future, speakers attending the forum stressed that companies in the region should work on improving their services and infrastructure, adding that digital media is allowing companies to directly reach their consumers like never before. Digital media professionals highlighted that businesses and brands have already started embracing the challenge posed by disruptive business models.
It's a combination of two things, right? On one side, for traditional media companies, there's a dangerous situation because this consumption of content is very different than how they are producing and distributing the content. So they have to deal with that danger. But at the same time, these are new opportunities for them to produce different content, to reach new users. So they have to basically get the right people and learn about these new platforms, and as they deal with the disruption in their core business, transform into the new business. I think the market in the UAE is wonderful because first, you see a lot of these patterns happen earlier because the demographics of the people are very young. They're very technically savvy, so everyone is consuming digital media and social media at a higher rate than in other countries. And at the same time, the country itself is very forward-thinking. As I said on my presentation, which this was a total coincidence, I was going to talk about self-driving cars when yesterday His Highness Sheikh Mohammed announced that they want to have 30% of the cars on the roads by 2030 to be self-driving, which is a very bold statement and forward-thinking statement.
This is a data intelligence system. We started first for a monitoring system, which is a normal monitoring system for social media that tracks a daily conversation. But this is not enough to be proactive in your communication. It's more like a reactive. That's why we invested in a data intelligence system where we can have a matrix of measurement, more advanced matrix that measure the quality of communication. Is it negative, positive, neutral? the volume of communication, even the volume of reach, the quality of conversation. So it has many metrics that will help us analyze this data and be more proactive in our communication in the future.
During a session on content consumption in a mobile-first world, representatives from Google stated that as the UAE has a smartphone penetration of more than 80% and more than 78% of users surf news on their smartphones, slow and non-responsive content online has become a major challenge for publishing companies in the region. Introducing a new accelerated mobile pages project to the region, Google executives stressed that this technology will make surfing 10 times faster and easier to implement.
What's interesting, publishers here are definitely very advanced. They're much more advanced on mobile sometimes because, mobile is a much bigger, much more of an important factor here because the smartphone penetration is really high, right? UAE, Saudi Arabia have one of the highest smartphone penetrations in the world. So publishers here are relatively savvy on how to make mobile work for them. But at the same time, they still face very similar challenges like publishers in the West. Similar problems with speeds, with monetization, users that are not very happy because of the speed that is not good enough, because of too much data, because of too many ads maybe. A lot of issues still with mobile web. So yeah, I'm looking forward to engaging more and more with publishers here in the region about AMP.
Emaar Properties has revealed that the address downtown, which caught fire on New Year's Eve, will not reopen in 2016. The announcement was made during a recent interview with Reuters and comes months after the group revealed plans of reopening it in record time after the blaze. Fire engulfed the 63-storey hotel and residential tower shortly before the New Year's celebrations. And according to Emaar's Director of Operations, there had been no negative impact on Emaar's balance sheet from the hotel's temporary closure. The group announced last week that it would be opening a new address hotel called Address Boulevard in the final quarter of this year. The Address Boulevard will be housed on the lower floors of a new 72-storey downtown Dubai tower linked to the Dubai Mall. Sharjah municipality has ordered the temporary closure of 10 food outlets during the first quarter of this year for not complying with their health regulations. According to the municipality, around 12,875 inspections were conducted, targeting food outlets, manufacturers, as well as fish and meat and vegetable markets to ensure food safety for residents in the emirate. The inspectors found and destroyed around 1,211 tonnes of food, which were labelled as unfit for human consumption. As part of the campaign, inspectors took samples from food items and various outlets had them tested. According to the rules, if the food is declared unfit for human consumption, the whole quantity will be destroyed and confiscated by the municipality. Meanwhile, the authority revealed that they have also issued licences for 183 new food establishments in the emirate and provided 100 food outlets with certificates of appreciation for implementing the food safety program. The UAE Ministry of Climate Change and Environment has added 6 additional breeds of dogs that cannot be imported into the country. The new ruling, which comes into effect in October 2016, now bans 13 different dog breeds deemed as dangerous from entering the country. The UAE Ministry of Climate Change and Environment was quoted as saying that the move is to protect against infectious animal diseases and to streamline regulations into one legislative text. However, the ministry has not revealed the additional breeds that have been added to the list. The UAE does not permit the import of pets under the age of 4 months, and all pets, dogs as well as cats, must have their rabies vaccination when they are at least 3 months old and at least 21 days before entry. According to the Dubai municipality, there are currently 7 breeds banned from being imported, which include pit bulls, Argentinian and Brazilian fighting dogs, and wolf dog hybrids. Finally this evening, teams from the American University in Dubai, Ajman University of Science and Technology and Khalifa University of Science, Technology and Research swept to victory today in Abu Dhabi in the 14th edition of Microsoft's Imagine Cup, a student contest for the world's up-and-coming innovators. The event was held in partnership with Al Bayt Mitwahid, an association established by employees of the Crown Prince's Court of Abu Dhabi. Microsoft received 173 proposals this year from UAE entrants, an all-time record in the Gulf region since the competition was launched in 2003. 26 of these were in the games category, 68 in innovation and 79 in world citizenship. According to officials from Microsoft, the Imagine Cup has come to form a pivotal part of Microsoft's Youth Spark program, a global CSR initiative launched in 2012 and aimed at delivering educational, employment and entrepreneurial opportunities for more than 300 million young people around the world. On their part, Al Bayt Mitwahid representatives stated that developing youth capacities, such as the ability to innovate, is integral to the continued development and prosperity of the country.
So one of our major objectives for Al Bayt Mitwahid is to promote innovation in STEM. And that's because it's a key ingredient to the prosperity and growth of this country. In addition, it is one of our major objectives for the entity, and it's something that we work upon every single year since our inception. This competition came about this year in partnership with Microsoft, and it has been the most successful competition in the GCC since the inception of Imagine Cup since 2003. We had about 180 proposals that were sent through. Some of the winning teams have received financial prizes, which could help them deliver on their programs. And in addition, a lot of partners were here, and they got to see the incredible work that students have commissioned, and thus they are already offering them internships for the summer.
We see there's tremendous potential in the region. We always hear about creative, imaginative ideas from young, aspiring nationals, and we believe technology is a way for them to actually realize those ideas and make them happen on different devices, on different softwares. We believe that the ideas are there, so we provide them with softwares like DreamSpark to go out and build it at no cost to them. If they want to create a company around it, then we have software called BizSpark, which means you get access to free software from Microsoft for 3 years to go and actually build a company around it. For young aspiring nationals, or non-nationals for that matter, in the UAE, we have, of course, in the past taken internship in the form of a program called Fursati, which in Arabic means my opportunity, and we've seen many people actually come to Microsoft, learn a great deal, and have great careers thereafter.
In the World Citizenship category, the Avengineers team from American University in Dubai took first place with its Halcyon project, which was aimed at providing support for early-stage Alzheimer patients and their caregivers. The innovation class awarded the winner's slot to Dama of Ajman University of Science and Technology. Its quick shopping idea involved a smart shopping cart that automatically identifies content without human intervention. In games, Clockwork from Khalifa University of Science, Technology and Research took first prize with Mega Stream, a multi-platform game focusing on the story of a young man's quest to become a master of magic, allowing players the choice of whether to become a hero or a villain during their journey to power.
So our project is a Halcyon. It's a hybrid assisted living platform that allows caregivers of Alzheimer's patients to issue personalized instructions to them that are time and location specific. So if the patient goes to the refrigerator, you can make a message for them that will play when they approach it, or the oven or the front door. So it allows us to connect the caregiver to the patient and give them better control over the care that they provide.
Our project is a smart shopping cart that identifies its content without any human intervention and calculate the total bill, send it wirelessly to the cashier. So once the customer reaches the cashier, he doesn't have to wait for in the queue. He just would pay the bill and go.
My project is a game developed about a magus who's trying to master magic. The whole point of the game is that the player has the freedom to explore the game as he wants, and the story will be built around the player's actions. So the game is played completely up to the player's point of view. I've always loved games as a kid, and so did all my team. And I've been trying to develop games for a long time, but I never got the drive for it. But winning this cup really is pushing me forward to complete my projects.